Very good afternoon, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm Subramanian, and I would be shortly sharing my screen. So this is Professor Subramanian from Department of Chemistry at IIT Bombay, with the research interest focused on mainly exploring new properties of nanomaterials, including both development of nanomaterials and also exploring the electrochemistry of nanomaterials. The problem statement that I'm going to present to you is, can we take diagnostic lab to the customer? That is what comprises of wearable technologies and science, especially wearable diagnostics. Now, the current technologies are extremely sensitive and specific, especially when it comes to rigorous tools like AAS or ICP-MS. But oftentimes the level of sensitivity and specificity is not actually required. For example, consider how popular a glucometer has come to in the current technology. Now, one of the reasons why glucometer is very popular is because it's very small, tiny, and enables anybody to use it and derive meaningful data out of it. So that is where the wearable health sensors are precisely filling in. And now the problem with the wearable health sensors is that we need to have an equivalent of glucometer for all the kinds of physiological parameters. And when I say physiological parameters, it's mainly I'm mainly referring to perspiration, the analytes which are present in our own sweat, which can give us very important clues for how our body functions. And so therefore it's non-invasive, and it could be the first line of defense in the sense that it need not be exactly as rigorous as a lab, but then it can tell the customer when to go to a lab and when to meet a doctor. So the current solutions are not are exploding. This field is exploding with current solutions. So you have wearable sensors developed worldwide, but then oftentimes all these sensors are employ materials and routes, fabrication routes that are often inaccessible and expensive. For example, commercial test strip, wearable test strip would market anywhere between $10 to $150 per test. This is extremely expensive and non-affordable, and it also needs large volume of sample and not actually integratable with human skin or textiles. So one of the other things that we also comes into mind is because of the lithographic techniques employed, this is often very expensive and out of reach for a normal customer. So what we have developed is a diagnostic platform technology. It is not just confined to one specific type of sensing or one specific analyte. We can do a range of analytes, like for example, some of which we have demonstrated is zinc, sodium, potassium, iron, cadmium, mercury, all of which comes in this form factor. So you can either wear it as a patch on your skin, which directly integrates onto your skin, or you can have these kind of sensors in parallel, and you just need to drop a small 1 ml of the analyte onto this and get an electrochemical readout, which then becomes the basis of the sensing. So it's a functional patch, and it's extremely versatile, allowing multiplexing. So you can actually have more than one type of analyte being detected from the same sensor patch. And it's physiological and both relevant to physiological parameters like those from sweat, and environmentally relevant. The core technology of this is a carbon nanotube based conductive thread. This thread that you see is coated with carbon nanotubes, and this is a normal thread that we buy from a regular a shop. We have taken that and made it functional by coating a carbon nanotube uniformly around it, and now it becomes conductive and allows all kinds of electrochemical measurements to be done on it. Not only is it this is the functional point, this is also mechanically robust and even washable. You can even put it in a washing machine and nothing ever happens to the properties of this thread. And so you can bend it, you can wear it as a patch. We have actually integrated it onto a t-shirt with this person wearing it, so nothing ever happens to this. Now, if you look at the proof of concept demonstrations, I'm showing showing you just three different data sets. One for detection of zinc, where we show that the sensitivity achieved by this our device is much higher than all other commercial devices. And in fact, what happens is that the sensitivity is so high that even the other cross interference like iron or copper or cadmium that is present in 100 times excess is going to give you a signal which is very insignificant compared to what the targeted analyte zinc does. And now this is while this is acting for respiration, we have also demonstrated that we can very selectively sense nitrates in soil. You need a certain amount of soil from which you extract the nutrients in from with water and then test the water with our sensor. We can find almost a 1:1 match. We have tested over 50 different types of soils, all from all parts of Maharashtra and India. And what we benchmark is with the conventional absorption-based technique for nitrate, we see an exact 1:1 correlation between what the absorption technique, which is a much more cumbersome and expensive technique, does compared to with respect to our sensor, which is very simple. And in fact, this sensor is at the bill of material cost of 2 rupees. We can also do a moisture patch, where there is a certain portion exposed to the skin, and that tells you how much you are sweating based on the capacitance change. So these are the three main technologies which I wanted to pitch. Not that the core of what I'm pitching is actually the platform. The platform is an extremely versatile platform which can do beyond this and any kind of sensing. We have tested for glucose, we have tested for potassium, and we have tested for heavy metal ions like I showed you here. So all of this gives us very reliable data under the lab scale testing. Now, what we need to do is go for extensive field testing and validation, for which I'm looking for partners to co-develop this concept. Thank you, and I would be happy to answer any questions.